Black people, can we talk for a second? Come on. Because I'm having a real hard time believing that other black people believe that Barack Obama is responsible for false flag events. If you're black, you should be able to relate to a black person. And when somebody tells you something about somebody black, you should say, oh, nah, that ain't for real. You should know. See, and if you're not black and you're looking at it and it don't really make sense, maybe you might believe it because you're not black and you don't really relate to black people. But black people? Really? So you know in the back of your mind that Barack Obama is not responsible for false flag events. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you know. Now you can tell me. This is my theory, okay? How you know for certain. How I know for certain that Barack Obama is not responsible for any false flag events. One, and most importantly, he ain't in jail, okay? Come on. We all know any black guy committing a crime is going to be prosecuted. And you're going to tell me that Barack Obama was able to kill a whole classroom full of cute white children and nobody has found any evidence of his involvement and was able to prosecute him for this type of crime. Really? Oh, no. I'm sorry. Nope. Didn't happen. Because if he was involved, somebody would find some evidence on him and would hang him to dry. You cannot even, ain't no way. He would have been hung with a noose. He would have been put underneath the jail. There ain't no way he got away with that. No way. Can't convince me. Okay? Now, this is my personal theory, but I really don't believe that Barack Obama was actually supposed to be president. The way I see it is Hillary Clinton was running for president at that time. And it's my understanding that, it's been said that presidents are pre-selected, And so all of the rumors and the gossip and everything that's been out about him is so outrageous. It's so much, that to me, it's like overkill. Like, to me, the only reason why there's that much rumor about this man is because, well, he's black. And, people for some reason automatically assume that black people are criminals. You're watching the presidential debate and Donald Trump can't even talk about black people without mentioning crime, which is very insulting and very racist. Okay. So to me, I don't even believe that Barack Obama is really supposed to be president. I believe that this group of people who work behind the government pre-selected Hillary Clinton to be the president. At that time that Barack Obama was running for president, I believe that the roles were flip-flopped. And I think that maybe Barack Obama was going to be a Secretary of State while Hillary was president. But something happened that they were not expecting. The people actually voted for him to actually be the president. Now, the reason why that's surprising is because there have been black candidates before who have run for president and didn't even get remotely close. Even remotely close. So it seemed like he got too close. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't really supposed to be president. So he got too close to the presidency and they were not able to shut it down. Now, when I say shut it down, this is what I mean. If you paid attention to this previous election, you will see, or the election that's happening right now. If you paid attention, you would have noticed that Dr. Ben Carson was getting a lot of media attention, before the voting started. So when they were talking about the presidential candidates, Ben Carson got a lot of attention. And I don't remember the other guy. There was another guy who was running for a Republican, another black guy, but I don't remember him. But I don't remember his name at the moment. I remember vividly, however, that guy who was running for the Republican candidate, they smeared his name by some type of sex scandal. Okay, so he didn't even get remotely close to even be nominated by the super delegates. So with Ben Carson, however, they kept him in the media a lot. Like he actually really had a chance to be president until the voting started. And then when the voting started, there was almost like a media blackout. Like they barely even talked. Like he never, well, yes, no, there was a couple of elections where he actually did get some votes. So then when they showed him announcing that he quit, he actually didn't quit. Because I remember watching him speaking live. I was actually watching television at the time that he did his press conference, and he did not get that many votes. And so he had stated in his speech that he was going to continue to run for president. He wasn't going to give up. However, by the time the evening news talked about it, he had conceded. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. So the evening news is reporting that Ben Carson receded, like he gave up, But the speech that I watched live earlier that day, he said no, he wasn't. So I'm like, what the hell? So that, this type of stuff happens, who Jesse Jackson ran for president. There was a black woman who ran for president. Oh Lord, I should know her name, but I don't. So anyway, this is the reason why I'm saying that Barack Obama accidentally became president, because I don't even believe that, when I watch the news and I see stuff, especially with this Ben Carson situation where he was actually stating that he was going to continue to run for president, but the evening news reported that he conceded, that type of stuff happens. And why didn't it happen with Barack Obama? It seemed like they wanted him to get close to be the president or close to be the candidate, but they didn't really want him to be the candidate. So, so it was neck and neck for Obama and Clinton during that time that they were running. However, I believe that the people actually voted him in. I don't know, how that happened, but after he became president, the type of lies and stuff that have been told about him has been unbelievable, just amazing. Like a lot of the stuff, and I talk about this on another one of my videos, that a lot of the stuff that they're saying about him, they also talked about George Bush, George W. Bush, the second Bush president. And so to me, it was like, they're just making the same type of claims about him that they made concerning George W. Bush, but now it's worse. Watch my video about InfoWars. Okay, also concerning the false flag events, sometimes when you watch some of those videos, like the Sandy Hook video, you'll see people who are actors, or they claim to be actors and actresses, pretending to give account of what happened. And then you'll see people saying that these people are actors or paid actresses and stuff. But a lot of those videos, I never saw them on the news. So I'm not sure if these videos were made for YouTube, or if these interviews with these actors and actresses really took place. Because a lot of the stuff I didn't see. I'm like, when did that take place? Like, I didn't see that interview. So if it's not real, then why would they blame Barack Obama for false flag events? Well, I'm going to give you my theory. Okay? So it ain't about gun control. Never was about gun control. How you know it ain't about gun control? Because Barack Obama is going to be out of office in the next couple of months. And if he was going to try to put a restriction on guns, okay, he would have done so by now. Why would he wait 7 years to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, in the next few months, he's going to be out of office. Why would you wait 7 years, especially when the Sandy Hook event took place in 2011? This is 2006. So if he was going to do it, he should have done it then. Like, why would you wait? And then all these events that happened since then. So he's had ample time to enact this law, and he has not. So it's never about gun control. It's about control. Okay, so this goes in line with my theory that if he was not supposed to be president, but he became president accidentally because they were not able to stop him we're not able to stop the voting in time. He got too many votes. So a black guy coming into the office would be encouragement for black people and people of color. So for those people who pre-select the president, okay, so this is my understanding that presidents are pre-selected before they even run for president. So if he was not really supposed to be president and he came into office, he would be encouraging people of color. You know what I'm saying? And so what do you do then? You have to discourage them. Okay, so to me, all of the lies and all of the propaganda surrounding him, he's the devil, he's Antichrist, all that bull crap, is for one sole purpose, and that is to discourage the people of color. Okay, that's how I see it. It's for another thing. It could be for it's just for fear mongering and for negativity. For some reason, it seems like the negativity and the fear monger is rampant, and for some reason, it's like somebody is thriving off of the negativity and the fear that it generates, especially some black guy as president. Black people, we got to get wise. We have to be able to tell when somebody's being deceitful and somebody's lying to us, because that is how we got into this predicament where other people are suppressing us and controlling us and killing us off, because we are too trusting and we believe stuff just too easily. Did you see that movie called Hillary's America? That's a propaganda movie for the Republican Party. Okay, so that movie is talking about when the Democrats used to be anti-black. But guess what? At that time, the Republicans and the Democrats were anti-black. They were not, neither party was for black people. So when this change happened that they're talking about in the movie, the change was only so that the Democratic Party can pretend to be for the people of color. But there was no time when the Republican Party was ever for the people of color. So they're not telling you that part of it. And then when they say that there were no Republicans with slaves, that's bullshit. Bull crap. We have to stop believing in that stuff. And then the new movie Roots tries to insinuate that the black people themselves sold their own people into slavery. Okay, I had a coworker who was from Africa, and his grandfather was a slave in the United States. And this is the story that he told me, that his grandfather told him. His grandfather said that the people in Africa were told that their people would be coming to the European countries to work, and they were offered jobs and they were promised jobs, and they were told that they would come back to Africa after working in the United States and European countries. So those people who willingly went over there, or they willingly persuaded their own people to go and work in those European countries, they truthfully believed that their people were going over there to work and earn a living and then come back, and they were lied to. So again, this is another part of history where here in the United States, it's being commonly said that black people sold their own people into slavery. And they're not telling you that they manipulated those African people and told them that their people were going into foreign countries and work and be paid and be compensated and would come back. And that is not what happened. So we have to be wise enough to know when we're being lied to and being deceived. And then there are people of color being used to lie and deceive us. We have to be able to see it with our own eyes. And if we can't see it with two eyes, we have to be able to see it with our third eye, with the intuition that comes from within that speaks loudly to us. We need to be able to understand what that gut feeling is saying to you. Don't believe it.